So I wanted to take a few minutes to go over this 7.62 by 39mm AK Magazine Scoreboard that I've been keeping. And let me turn this fan down a bit so I have less background noise and I can hear myself. Let's see. So right now I have the scoreboard sorted by price. So one magazine that I've not been able to find yet is the PSA Polymer Waffle magazine. So I just had the price set to 0. So that's not the true price. I just don't know what they're going for because I can't find them anywhere. So really the lowest, first I sort them by price and then I sort them by score. So price is sorted so that it's ascending, so it starts with the lowest prices, and then the score is sorted descending, so the lower scores are towards the bottom of the list. But this is for people that are looking for budget magazines, because then they could start at the top of the list with the lower prices. So at the top, I've got the AC Unity Gen 1 mag. That's the non-windowed polymer with metal locking lugs and bolt hold open. That magazine gets a score of 17 so far. I'm not sure how reliable they are. I would assume they're pretty reliable. So maybe I should actually increase that. Anyway, I'll revise this scoreboard as I review some of what I've put down. Nevertheless, you can get these for as low as $9 a piece, around $9. And the score is about 17 out of 29. And like I said, I'll take another look at it. Let's see, I sourced those from CDN and Sports. Next, I've got the Plinker Arms, or Plinker Tactical magazine, which has a pretty low score of 9 points out of 29. One thing I think the Plinker Tactical has is a tilting follower. It doesn't have an anti-tilt follower from what I can see, so that's, and it's the only mag I think I've found that doesn't. So that's kind of a strike against it, but it just doesn't get the points for having an anti-tilt follower. So that's not really a solution I would recommend. I think Plinker Arms, that they could make a better magazine. Like if they worked on the design of a Gen 2, they could incorporate some of these features. Let me go over these features now. So, of course, I list the caliber, the capacity, the price, the score, points per dollar, otherwise known as bang for your buck. Basically, I just divide the, I think the score by the number of dollars it costs, and that's how I come up with that figure. So, let's see, availability, I put down whether you can still find it online, and whether it's collectible, but availability and collectability, I really don't give any points for those because this is more about function. Reliability, I weigh that, give that 3 points of importance, because I mean the whole purpose of a magazine is to be reliable and to feed reliably. It probably should get more than that, but because reliability is kind of anecdotal, it's what's the word? Not objective, but the opposite of objective. And I'm getting old. The word is escaping me at the moment. But it's I want to think it starts with a J. Anyway, it's kind of a matter of opinion. You know, it's a subjective. That's it. I knew there was a J in there somewhere. You know, it's kind of it's a subjective observation whether something's reliable or not, and unless you can actually put it down on paper, kind of depends on what gun you're using, you know, the conditions that you're using it in, maybe even what ammo you're using. You know, its reliability can be difficult to quantify. Some things are so obviously unreliable, some magazines, that they just get a super bad reputation. Although a bad reputation could just come from watching like the only video, or maybe a video review done by a trusted, respected personality, and he just got a bad batch of magazines, so he gives it a bad review, and then it gets that reputation. So I can't put too much weight into that, just because it's in many cases just based on word of mouth. Fitment, again, I only put 1 point on that because, like in one of my AKs, a lot of these mags won't fit, and then in another one of my AKs, like all of these magazines will fit. So fitment kind of depends on the gun, strangely. Steel lined, I gave that 1 point. Metal front lug, 2 points. Metal rear lug, 3 points. I think that having the metal rear lug is probably more important than having the metal front lug. But I do think metal reinforced front lug is also important. Metal reinforced feed lips, I gave that 3 points. Easy to remove floor plate, I gave that 1 point. Because that's like kind of something nice to have, but it's not the end of the world if you don't have it. Of course, you could have something like the U.S. Palm magazine where it could be a real bitch to even get the floor plate off, and that's a problem. Those U.S. Palm magazines should probably get a -1 in that area. Bolt hold open, I gave that 1 point. I guess some people like that feature, some don't. I guess that depends on your preference. I don't think it's the end of the world if your AK mag doesn't have bolt hold open. Metal follower, I gave that only 1 point. I'm not sure how much that really matters. Anti-tilt follower, I gave that 2 points. I think that's pretty important. Self-lubing follower, I haven't taken a lot of time to research which mags have self-lubing followers. If the claim jumped out at me, I gave them points for it, but I'm not exactly sure what they even mean by self-lubing follower. Is it a type of polymer, or is it some kind of Teflon coating? What is it that's making it a self-lubing follower? I'm not even sure yet. I need to learn more about that. Lightweight, I think that's pretty important with AK magazines, given the weight of the ammunition and the size of the magazines. So I gave that 2 points. Durable is pretty important. I gave that 2 points. In fact, surprisingly, I think where is it? The Russian Bakelite from what I've seen in a video, it should probably get a +1 on that. Because it was still functioning even after being shot through in a video I saw. I'm not sure if that was Clayco 47 that did that. Windowed or see-through, I gave that 1 point. Some people say that that's not an important feature, and they kind of make fun of you if you need a window or a see-through mag in order to see how much ammo you have left. I don't know, I think that's kind of silly. It certainly seems convenient to be able to have a quick visual feedback on how much ammo you have versus having to pull out the mag and heft it and then kind of I don't know, sense how many rounds you have. Anyway, but I didn't put too much importance on that. Witness hole is kind of the same thing. I gave that a 1 point. It'd be nice, you know, if a windowed or see-through mag also had a witness hole. Of course, you can always put a witness hole in your magazines. Protective finish, I think that's pretty important, but I just put it down for 1 point, since if you maintain your mags yourself, you probably don't need much of a protective finish. Treated spring, I put down as a 1 point because you know, I'm not, like, again, if you maintain your mags, I'm not sure how important that is. Textured, again, 1 point. Some people like smooth magazines, some people like textured. Again, it seems to be a matter of preference. Colors, I put 1 point because you can always color your own mags yourself. So I tried to weigh the truly important features with heavier weighting, scoring rating. So that's sorted by price, and I'll go ahead and save that, and then open, and what is that? Oh, that's because I still have it open. So I also have it sorted by score. And so here at the top, and this makes sense to me from what I've seen, the Palmetto State Armory PSA AK 103 Polymer slab side or smooth side magazine. I do have a video on that. It's the one with the gray smooth side polymer mag. They got a score of 23 out of 29, and the price is about $27 each, and so that's a bang for your buck of less than one, which is not the greatest, but to have a score like that at a price that's about half what it costs for a Bulgarian Circle 10, I think is pretty great. And of course the source for those magazines is Palmetto State Armory. X-Tech Tactical, their Mag 47 with the bolt hold open. I think it's a Gen 2, the mag of the Mag 47. I'm not sure on that. Anyway, that mag also scores 23 out of 29, and the price for it with the bolt hold open is around $32 a piece. Personally, I was not impressed by the BHO follower that they sent separately, that you would have to install yourself, because when I installed it, I found that it would catch somewhere inside the magazine, and so it seemed to maybe diminish the reliability or function of the magazine while adding the bolt hold open feature. So, and I don't place too much importance on bolt hold open in an AK, so I just didn't bother putting those followers in my magazines. I like the default follower in those magazines better. Anyway, so that one doesn't even come close either to 1 point per dollar. And the source for that was X-Tech Tactical themselves. Surprisingly, the ProMag Polymer dimpled magazine, or knurled, got 22 points, and they run about 17 apiece. And I haven't calculated the, let's see what it says. 22 divided by 17, so 1.29. So that's better than the two top scoring magazines, but at the same time I think I've heard bad things about ProMag, but strangely that magazine did seem to have lots of features to it. So unless I can find out for certain that the ProMag dimpled polymer magazine is not reliable, it's going to maintain this score for now. The Zostava Polymer magazine scores well and does so for about $20 a piece and gets 1.1 points per dollar. So that's pretty good. Strangely, the modified KCI USA double-windowed metal magazine, modified I think by Kalashnikov USA, got 22 points, but it runs about, or they run about $32 a piece, so that's not great. 22 divided by 32, .68, possibly 0.69. I'll just put 0.69, rounded up. The AC Unity Gen 2, the windowed version, called the AC-AK47, it runs about $10 a piece, yet scores 20 points, so that gives it 2 points per dollar, which is pretty incredible compared to other magazines. While the US Palm AK-30 with metal lugs looks like it's doing pretty well at 1.18 points per dollar. Those mags run about 17 apiece, but they score 20 points. And I'll be making a video for that coming up. The Magpul PMag Gen 3, or Gen M3, whatever, GM3, whatever it's called, it runs about $30 a piece and scores 20 points, so that's not fantastic. 0.67. And the Arsenal Bulgarian Circle 10, they're running $50 a piece, about, and they score 20 points. So that's not great. .4 points per dollar. Lee Armory's Tula Star double-windowed fake light magazine scores 20 but costs 60. I should probably be able to do this one off the top of my head. Yeah, 0.33. That's pretty dismal. Of course, that was more a collector's mag, and also they're riveted so that they only hold 10 rounds because I bought them from California. The Russian aluminum waffle mag is going for about $130 a piece for 20 points. Fortunately, it's collectible. 0.15. I should, once I've filled in this column, I should do another one that shows you the best mag points per dollar. So far, that's the AC Unity Gen 2, which is coincidentally one of my favorite. One of my favorites, rather. There's the Century Arms International Bulgarian steel-lined polymer. It says steel-lined, but I didn't see any evidence that it was. Maybe in the front spine it might have been. I'm still not sure about that. So that had a score of 18, but runs about $12 a piece. 18. That's not bad. 1.5. And Lee Armory windowed fake light. 58 divided by 18. Or 18 divided by 55. 0.33. And the Tula Bakelite, 18 points divided by $120. 0.15. Yeah, this is where you start getting into, you know, is it collectible? Does it have collector's value? Because unless you got money to burn, there are better options on the market. Russian steel slab side. I still don't own one of those. 18 divided by 130. .14. And so AC Unity Gen 1, 17 points for $9. 17 divided by 9, 1.89. So again, AC Unity's done pretty well. And Bulgarian slab side polymer, that's a little above 1 point. 15 divided by 14, 1.07. And who was the source for that? I didn't put that down. Let's see. Puff gun Gen 1 got 15 points at $22 a piece for 0.68 points per dollar. US Palm AK-30R, that's the one with the polymer locking lugs. 14 points for only $10 a piece, so that's 1.4 points per dollar. So that might be another indication of why that mag is so popular. Tapco Intrafuse mags would be the same, 1.4. And then the Serbian 320 model is 14 divided by 11. 1.27, which is pretty good. Tapco Smooth Side, 14 divided by 3. .67, we'll say. Wait. 14 divided by 13, not 3. 14 divided by 13. 1.08, we'll say. Not terrible. The CAA mag, made in Israel, windowed. I think you can get them for better than $43. So I've got to see if I could find another source for the windowed CAA mag for less. I think when I actually went to look into that, some of those pages, they weren't in stock anymore for that price. So that's an example of a mag that's becoming collectible because it's becoming hard to find online. So that one's down to 0.33 points per dollar. Otherwise, the score is not the worst. Magpul PMag AK-47. Oh, and then that's the MOE version. So that's 1 point. Are there any other mags? I don't think so. Yeah, that's just 1 point per dollar. And SGM Tactical Vepr Polymer mag, 12 points, but that runs about $18, so 0.67. Pro Mag Polymer, 11 points for $14. .78 points per dollar. WBP Polymer, 10 points for $11. 0.90 points per dollar. Pro Mag Polymer Waffle, 10 points for $16. 0.625. I think that's 6.3. By the way, I'm using OpenOffice to do this rather than Microsoft because OpenOffice is free. I don't know why I should spend so much money. for a spreadsheet app in this day and age. So Fab Defense Ultimag, 10 points for $19, which is sad because I like the Fab Defense. Wait a second, the Fab Defense is the one that's made in Israel. Wait. No. Yeah, Fab Defense is made in Israel, and I think the CAA is also made in Israel. So, 10 divided by 19, 0.53, 0.53, and Plinker Tactical, 9 points for $9. That's surprisingly another 1-point mag. So you are getting pretty average quality with the Plinker Tactical mag. Bang for your buck, rather. Pioneer Arms, Polish Radom Black Lexan Waffle Mag, 8 points. I don't have it down for reliability because I have been hearing from people that it may not be reliable. And I've heard that they may have a problem being loaded with all 30 rounds. Like you might only be able to load them to 25 rounds, so that one YouTuber had to show how he modified the internal base plate on his magazines in order to allow the loading of all 30 rounds. So that's an issue, but 8 points at $13. Which that disappoints me because I kind of like, I think I already had that 0.62. I kind of like those magazines. They're a little on the shiny side, but the material used is a little different. Thermold Polymer magazine, 6 points for $13. 0.46, 0.46, yeah, 0.46. And the PSA Polymer Waffle Mag, I have no idea. And the Toth Tool in Engineering, AK-47 Polymer Waffle Mag. I just heard about those recently, but they run about $45 a piece, so that's approaching the price of a Circle 10 Waffle Mag as it is. But, you know, I think it's probably has some collector's value at least. Okay, so let me sort this, and now, or rather save it. Now let me sort it, and we'll sort it by bang for buck, and then by price, or by score. We can always do which would be, okay, if you're concerned about bang for buck, you're probably also concerned about price, so I'll sort it by price next. And then price should be descending. And then after that, score. And then score should be also descending, right? No, score. Bang for your buck should be descending because you want that to be higher. Price should be ascending, you want to hear about the lower cost mags first, and then score should be descending because you want the higher scored mags at the top. And then I'll save this as sorted by bang for buck. Alright, so let's see what we got here. So AC Unity Bosnian Gen 2 windowed mag is at the top. Then the Gen 1 mag is second. The Century Arms Bulgarian steel-lined polymer magazine is next. The US Palm AK-30R, wow, is near the top in fourth place. Tapco Intrafuse is right behind it. Yeah, in fact, I'd say it was tied. Pro Mag, Polymer Dimpled Mag is next. Serbian Model 320, yeah. I'm fairly impressed by those magazines. The US Palm AK-30 after that. The Zostava Polymer is next. Tapco Smooth Side, Bulgarian Slab Side Polymer, then the Plinker Tactical Mag, and the Magpul MOE, Puff Gun Gen 2, WBP Polymer, Palmetto State Armory. So I'll have to go over all these figures. If you think I should weigh any of these fields differently, let me know, and in the comments, and let's hear your comments and feedback on what you're seeing here, because I'd be interested in hearing it. Because like I've learned a lot about AK magazines and 7.62x39, but I don't claim to be an expert. I think I'm discovering what features manufacturers should have in their magazines, but as with any manufacturing endeavor, you know, manufacturers are trying to weigh, the companies are trying to weigh the difference between profit value and cost of manufacturing. So, and going by the different ways I've sorted these scores, it looks like it can be kind of hit and miss where you wind up on this scorecard based on what features you've chosen and what price your magazines are going for. And then the X-Tech Tactical is kind of in the middle of the list. So let's see, and then Bulgarian Circle 10, because of its price, is towards the bottom of the list. Of course, like the Russian aluminum waffle, steel slab side, Bakelite, all that's towards the bottom. I really wish that PSA would make their polymer waffle magazines again, and because I'd like to see if they can make a polymer waffle mag that compares in quality to their where is it? to their PSA AK 103 Polymer slab side or smooth side, because that's, in my opinion, a pretty great mag. Let me change this to Palmetto State Armory. There we go. Alright, so that's the scorecard as it stands right now. I'll keep working on it and double check, the features, and make sure I get these figures as accurate as possible. And then when I've done that, then I can always record a new version of this video with the updated data.